Hello my friends, welcome to Nataliya's kitchen at Food Goods with Nataliya. Today we will create with you this Ukrainian dish, which in Ukraine we call zrazy, but my husband called how?
Meat and potato.
Meat and potato. He created his own Canadian name. So Catherine, are you like them?
Yeah.
Yes, and we eat them with sour cream.
Or seafood sauce.
Or seafood sauce. My husband is with seafood sauce. He created something totally new that obviously you can only try to see if you like it or not. So before they are disappear, I better do this intro and let's get started. I already prepared for you recipe, which is recipe with no recipe. Everything is created with no portions. You just follow my advice, my recipe as we go, and you should find to go. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, help me grow a little bit. And also, if you try this recipe, you can definitely let me know if you like it or not. So let's go in the kitchen and we will start to prepare. To start our recipe, we will need potatoes, and I already started process. You can hear my stove kind of making noises because the pot on the bottom was wet. So I clean potatoes, I dice them on a smaller pieces so that way they will cook a little bit more faster. So we will cook this till we can make a mashed potato from it. So in the meantime we can mix our meat that will go on the inside. Our potato is boiling. At this point I kind of put into the medium heat, and then I like to take this with my spoon away because we don't really need this overflow and start go from our pot. So usually I pick this up. I don't like this in my food. Okay, and now we wait till it's fully cooked. Alright my friends, my potatoes are fully cooked. You can put in a mixer if you wish to make a mashed potato. We are going to do the old-fashioned way, why not? And my other dishes are making the noises. Anyway, this is the idea for you. Make your potato mashed as much as possible so you don't have any clumps left, and then you do absolutely nothing with it. You have to let this cool down 100%. If it's a slightly warm, it would be okay. We can continue to do our recipe, but we cannot mix anything when it's hot, because if we can add right now egg, we need to put in here raw egg. The egg can just, you know, boil in this hot potatoes. So keep mash your potatoes till it's all smooth, and let's cool down. To cool down faster, just, you know, time from time come back and mash again, just mix it so it's cool down faster. And we will be go after that. We will add some ingredients to here. Our potatoes are chilling, so what we will do now, I have in here meat. You can have anything you like. It could be ground beef, ground pork, chicken, turkey. Have something that is your favorite and you like the flavor, right? So I'm not gonna point it out on which meat you should use. Just make sure it's all, you know, ready for cooking. This one was frozen, so if you have a fresh, that's even better. I went to my freezer and got from frozen. So when I defrosted, make sure to kind of squish out water from the meat on the sink, so you don't have too much liquid in here. Now what we have in here, sorry, I have to recharge my battery. Not recharge, but just to change the new one. Now I have in here garlic, and I have two big garlics actually, because I have lots of meat today. I want to make a bigger portion because my family love it, and I want to actually try it if I can freeze them as well. I never try to freeze, So I want to see, and I will give you update on that later on in one of my videos, or maybe I will edit pinned comment to see if this will work to freeze or not after you make them. So I will have to my meat, to ground meat, some garlic. You can also use garlic later after you fry them and sprinkle a little bit on the top and mix all together. We will add this inside, and the favorite part in here is to do the same thing with onion. And ladies, you better don't have any mascara on you unless you will use some sweet onion that doesn't make you cry. Me, OMG, I always tear like crazy. So I'm just gonna do this on the top, literally get this inside, and I will use, actually I will try use this one. You can use your grinder if you have. I do have a little grinder, but for the purpose of the video and because not everybody have all the machinery maybe, so this is the tool that you actually have to work with. So you can have all this like a mush consistency onions, okay? Just keep going till you finish, and I will do this after camera because I don't want to cry right now and talking, and I can feel it, my tears already coming out. So let me finish this process. Oh, at this point I'm crying like crazy. Whew, thank goodness I don't have any makeup on me. So, oh my god, I can't even see it. I even close my eyes when I do this so the juice doesn't go up. A little bit tip, that's why I kind of got it back in here. Don't cut this piece till you finish with your onion. This kind of keeping all your layers together, and not onions will not fall apart, so it's kind of easy to work on it. Okay, now I can throw this away, and all this goodness. Now don't worry that I'm using my hands. The hands is washed and clean, and I don't understand how you can cook with the gloves. You preparing food have to be prepared with hands so you can feel it. Okay, so this is what we have at this point. Oopsie. Oh, my tears coming out. Okay, now all this we will add to our meat, and I love this board because it has these grips that catch a liquid, so it doesn't go on a table if I do this on a table. Okay, we got this done. Now we will crack one egg. Make sure, be careful, if you're not certain that you're gonna do a good job, crack egg separately on a little bowl. And I know my eggs are fresh and I'm not gonna get any eggshell inside. So in my meat I will put only one egg. Now I will add some black pepper just from the jar, as much as I think it will take, maybe teaspoon, maybe more. Also same thing I will do, well, with the salt. Okay, I will do salt. I will take maybe a little bit less. Well, anyway, salt, it's better put a little bit less, okay? And then what I do when I mix, I will use my electric mixer because it's a big portion of meat in here. I'm trying to make lots of them. Usually I mix just with my hands or spatula. When you're done mixing, what you can do, I'm show you on like just an example a little bit, okay? Create little tiny meatball and fry on a pan with a little bit of oil and taste it. That way you will know if you need to add a little bit more salt, a little bit maybe black pepper or other spices you like. Okay, so that way you will know for sure how your meat will taste on the inside of your potatoes. So that's important. So that's why I put a little bit salt, and then I can add a little bit later. So now I will go to my mixer and mix this all ingredients together till it's nice and smooth consistency. At this point my potato is barely warm, so it's almost cold, still kind of little bit warm, so it's a smooth kind of consistency like this. What I will do next, I will put in here 2 eggs. Okay. Now I will add in here a little bit salt. So I'm just gonna grab with my hands. You can put salt in the water while you boil potatoes, but that way you kind of wasting too much salt will go into the water. So I usually salt later. And right now, what is this today? March 22nd. It's such a huge snowfall right now. It's flakes, humongous. Okay, let's continue. A little bit of black pepper as well. Not too much, just a little sprinkle on the top. Okay, and then I have in here, I have a 1 cup of flour. So depends how much you have potato. I have quite a bit. So what I will do, well, let's just mix it first, these ingredients, and we will add little by little. Let's mix the egg first. Now when potato is barely warm, we don't have to worry, then our egg will curl up from the heat. Egg will help your potato keep a shape while you're frying, so it's not falling apart. So it's kind of like, you know, the cement in construction zone to keep your parts together. Okay, not really good example, but you understand what I'm saying. Okay, now I have a sifter, and I will put a little bit at a time. I will put maybe, for now, half of the cup of flour. Hopefully it don't get on my camera, so I will have to mix a little bit. Careful to start with, so flour doesn't poof on my lens. You can do this all in a mixer. If you have a mixer, that way it will be much faster. Now I'm gonna tell you a story. When I was in college, I didn't have much money, and very often I was hungry with not having money to buy a food. So this was like very cheap example of food when you don't have a meat, but you can create this meal just from this potato as I mix it right now. You just have to cut in a little pieces, fry on the oil, sprinkle a little bit of garlic on the top, and that's it, and you can eat. So I will show you later, but for now I will try to figure out how much flour I have to add in here. This is very good potatoes, very like lots of starch in here, so it's not very runny. Sometimes potato could be very liquidy. This one is really good. I cannot remember the name of this potato, but it's a big size of potato. It's good for bacon. Okay. Potato need to be consistency that you can grab and shape and it's not gonna fall apart, because what we need is to kind of create a patty like this, and I think it's a good enough. So also I will try one and fry right now, just to make sure I'm not gonna have like potato, when it's not enough flour, potato will be separated in the oil and kind of like get the mush. But also you can add flour a little bit later as you preparing yourself to work. So at this point I probably gonna add a little bit more, because I add not even half of the cup, so I will add a little bit more. It could take a cup or more, depends how much you, well, I will add the whole cup without worry, because I know later I will probably need even more, because it kind of feels like it's all perfectly fine, and then when potato sits a little bit while you're working with first batch, it kind of getting liquidy and more sticky. So you will add flours a little bit more as we're gonna roll them. You will see what I'm talking about. Now we just mixing it, the process. Okay, keep going to this smoothness. You can use your hands if you want to. Okay, I will be right back till I mix all together. Alright, now is the fun part. Okay, I have my meat in here. I have my potatoes still in a pot. Just if I need it, I have my extra flour in here. I sprinkle up a little bit in here where I will be working, kind of to spread it out a little bit. And then literally I just will grab my potato, and it's getting a little bit softer, so I will work it on this. I love the silicone mats, they are really comfortable. See, you want to you can roll it, and then I put kind of like a butter and a flour and just chop portions as big as you want them to be. Okay, and then we will do this way, just so it doesn't stick. And usually I like to do in my hands like that. I'm gonna grab my meat, about, you know, teaspoon, and then I will pinch them together, kind of similar like you would pinch your pierogi. Okay, but then I kind of hide this edge, make them a little bit longer, and this is my seam in here. I press on it, kind of make a shape like an egg, kind of like that, and we are done. Now we're just going to place them right in here on the board. If you want to skip this process, literally just grab as you know, kind of same amount, just to make it one side maybe flatten into the flour so it doesn't stick to your hand, and you can flatten on your hands like this. Okay, and then I need to put meat on this side because it's more comfortable for me from the right side, because I'm a right-handed. Okay, and then close. Literally you can just pinch all the sides together like this. It's potato, very flexible dough, very easy to make, and just make a beautiful shape. Try not to press too hard so you don't have a fingers shape on your meat. Now that's the way we're gonna continue till we have enough for our pan to fry them. Now what I was talking to you about, the college cheap food that you can create still tasty, just grab a little bit and roll the same as you would roll, and you create them like a little tiny pieces, like maybe See, like size, some like that. And you just fry. You can even flatten them a little slightly bit, okay, like this. And you fry them, and then grab the garlic, chop it very, very thin, or even grind it, and then you put them, after you fry, put garlic in it, toss it in your bowl to mix it all together, and then we like to eat them with sour cream. And it's just delicious, cheap food for a student. So we are not gonna do a cheap way. We will do a way that, you know, we can afford a meat these days. All right, my poor time is gone. I can tell you lots of stories, the way we were surviving in 80s, 70s. If you know me very well, you know this is the friendly channel, family friendly channel. Lots of you came in here from Lovecraft Forever channel, from my craft channel. Also, I have a beauty channel, so you can catch me from anywhere. If you have some questions, please ask. But also, if you hear in the background my dog's wrestling, please forgive me, because there's nothing I can do. I just try to keep them away while I'm cooking so they don't come near me. And you just flatten and keep continue. So this is such a delicious meal, and I remember how my sister Tanya, or you would call Tatiana in here, she teach me how to make them when I was very, very young, before college probably. And you can create really, see, this way is a little bit sticky, so it's mean you need to put a little bit more of the flour. You can create many different varieties, not just meat inside. You can put mushrooms. There's a many different kind you can make, and maybe we will be experimenting together with you. So when it's get a little bit sticky, just put a little bit more flour, like tap it, okay? All right, so now I will be continue doing this and come back with you when we are ready to fry. And I will fry in sunflower oil, because for some reason my vegetable oil start to foam, and I guess I need the fresh one, so I have to wait till my husband bring me a fresh oil from the store, and we will continue with this video. Quickly back just to show you, I already pre-made this and ready for to fry them. But what I was talking to you about, see, this is that it kind of liquefies and get a little bit more sticky. So don't panic, that's okay. That's normal to do with potatoes like this. That's why it need to be done fast. When you're making this dough, don't leave it for later, then maybe later you will continue with your recipe. You have to make them right away. So don't put any flour in here, just put some flour more on your board and kind of squish it as I showed you before. Or make a more flour to your hands, because if you overpower with the flour, it will be very thick, kind of not soft dough to eat. So it will be a different consistency. It has to be like when you buy, it's kind of like a melting in your mouth. So yeah, it liquefies potatoes, but you can add always flour in here while you cut them, chopping and rolling. That's all you will need to add more flour to it. And now we are ready to fry. Now preheat oil to a medium heat and let's fry them. Now I think one side will be ready, so it's nice and golden. Looks delicious and tastes even better. So all you have to do at this point is to fry on both sides, and you're ready to eat. Alright, I will continue flip them all and see you at the dinner table. To serve, we use sour cream, and it's been chilling for a couple minutes. Now you have to be careful, because if you take it right after where you fry them, the potato is extremely hot. So this is how it looks like on the inside. Let's dip into the sour cream and taste it. It's really tasty. The potato is really soft, so make sure don't put too much flour, not to overpower, and you will have a delicious dinner for yourself. One more little tip before I go. As you can see, I have lots of meat still left. So what you need to do, just like maybe half of the teaspoon like this, roll them into the tiny balls and freeze. And I have in here already frozen some that I did before. You can see, if I can show you towards my nails, they are pretty tiny. And that is our product for next tutorial. A very delicious food. So I will do this one, same thing, freeze and put into this bag, and next time we will make with you something new and delicious. Thank you everyone for watching, and see you next time.